Alright, so I'm in the Toyota today. We're going to go up to Hermitage. I bought some tires off of Craigslist for a '04 Columbia Edition Wrangler, which are kind of gray with a chrome ring around them, which I thought were cool for 200 bucks. And we're going to go to Harbor Freight to pick up another polisher because mine took a crap. So, on with the journey. On with the adventure. Adventure, yeah, this is adventure. Here we go!
Funny thing about Harbor Freight is in Nashville, it's like right in the projects, the worst area of town, and it is the biggest collection of crap from China you could ever want to see. But cheap tools. Bring your coupon! Alright, so here's the new wheels I got. I got 4 of them. No, actually I got 5 of them for 250 bucks, and it's the Columbia Edition 2004 TJ. And it's kind of a gray metallic with a chrome edge, and I think those are super cool, much better than the skanky ones that are on it. So we're going to be putting some 30s on this for the project. Awesome. Hey guys, this is Dave from the Redneck Garage. Well, I got done with work today with the locksmith's business. I came home and I was going to work on the Jeep for a little while. It finally quit raining. All Memorial Day it rained. So that kind of sucked as far as like being able to do anything. I did get to grill some big old steaks, and those were really good. I mean, it took up the whole plate. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, had a question on what kind of gear oil on the locker that we installed the other day. We're going to be putting some gear oil in. I use Mobil 1 synthetic because it's a synthetic oil. It stays very viscous at cold temperatures. It's a 75-140. Now, you can use 75-90 in it, which is okay. But I've read and have testimony from people that say if you use the thicker 75-140, it does quiet down the locker a little bit as it's going, and it certainly can't hurt. Put a little bit thicker oil in, and it doesn't heat up the rear end. So we're going to be using this on the rear end. Okay, I got the locker installed, and this was with no lube at all, and one tire's on the ground. Of course, this is just locked right now, but with one tire on the ground, that's what the locker sounds like with no lube and just up off the ground. But that shows you that the tire will freewheel if needed on a real tight curve, and that's when it's going to do that. It's when you make a real tight turn, it'll allow it to, instead of screech the tires and scorch across and skitch across the parking lot, it'll release. Now we're going to go ahead and put our gear oil in. Okay, so I've got my Milwaukee 3/8 impact, which is on our products page because this thing rocks. And I'm tightening down the bolts, and then we're going to put in our gear oil. We've got the lube locker in there, so there's no silicone. You don't need any silicone if you get the lube locker gasket in. And you really kind of have to be careful you don't break the bolts off with this. Their torque is so great. Okay, so we got all our bolts on tight. Now we're going to go ahead and install our synthetic gear lube, our Mobil 1. If you're going to do rear end grease, you want to use one of these, a little fluid quart pump. These things are awesome. You can get them for really dirt cheap. I got this one on Amazon. And you put it in your tube and you just fill her up. So let me get this set up because I can't do it and hold the camera. And then we'll start filling up the rear end. These things are super cool. You basically just stick your tube in there and pump her away. Okay, I got 2 quarts in, and I'm going to go ahead and put the plug in. It's pretty close to being full. And once we get it on the ground and start driving around, then I'll go ahead and pull the plug out and check it again. But I believe that'd be pretty close to full with the 2 quarts on the Dana 35. Maybe a little bit more once we get going and once it gets distributed along the axle. But that feels good. Now we'll listen to the locker with lube in there, see if it sounds any different. Well, it's going to be interesting to see once all that oil gets moved around, but it does sound a little bit less, I think. Oh yeah. For sure that's a little bit less. So that's the noise you can expect to hear when you're going around a really tight curve. Chung, 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 chung. I don't think you'll really hear it too much. So anyway, super cool. Okay, believe it or not, I had it up on jack stands in the front the other day,
And we're on a little bit of an angle. If you look at the driveway, it's hard to tell, but it's actually pretty good little angle going down up at this end where the garage is. And I guess it just put too much stress on it trying to push forward, and it collapsed one of the jack stands. It ended up on the ground. I lifted it back up, put the tires on it. But I bought me some 6-ton jacks, and let's see what those look like. Has anybody really read instructions on ratcheting jack stands? Come on, really? I just thought it'd be fun to look at. I've never ever even read it. But anyway, these babies are much beefier than the little 2-ton or 3-ton, whatever they are. The base is wider, the metal's a lot thicker, they're a lot heavier duty. So that's what we're going to be using on the front end. I'm very happy with those. Yay! So maybe it won't end up on the ground. But these are about $60 out the door. Awesome. I've got to get going on getting this engine compartment ready. I was over at Mark's the other day, and he's about got the engine block. He's got the sleeve in and board. I've got a video coming up on that, super cool, about how that's actually done, a boring bar and how they bore cylinders out, which I found really super cool. Got to get the frame cleaned up, and I'm going to start trying to put the rough country components on the front end. All the front end components, that's probably going to be the next thing, if it'll just quit raining. Okay, so that's really awesome. The locker is working like it's supposed to. We got grease in the rear end. I'm going to be working on the frame. We're going to be starting the front end component, all the front end control arms, everything else that's going on the front end. Super cool. We're about to start on that. Front brakes, ball joints, cleaning up the frame where the engine can go back in. I'm excited about that. Hopefully by this weekend I'll have a video about the engine. Mark's got a bunch of video of Mark doing the boring of the engine, and that's really cool. And that's about it, man. I've had a long day. It's humid as all get out here. So we're going to call it a night. Get ready for some big things coming on the Redneck Garage here in the next couple weeks. Or a few days. Or hours. I don't know how often you check your YouTube. Please subscribe. I'm David from the Redneck Garage. Keep turning wrenches.